Good morning. Good morning. I almost said good afternoon, but I'm so
Right.
used to so used to going
Being
live
late.
later in the day. I almost told y'all
Yeah.
good afternoon. But we're here, your favorite two FAMU girlies, talk some sports, talk some NIL. We decided to drop in on midday, give you a little razzle dazzle, a little mix up of than our usual. Some every now and then we like to do middays, catch you all while you're at work, maybe while you're headed to lunch, even having an off Friday and running some errands. So we're here to
Mhm.
kind of drop in. We hadn't been here for the last 2 weeks. We took a quick break. So we want to come in and talk to everybody, see everybody. So come in and comment to us. Let us know what you're doing today. Like it's Friday, spring break for some. Spring break might have just ended for others. So if you have kids, or you have grandkids, let us know what you're doing on this Good Friday. And tell your friends. Make sure you share the stream, like the stream, subscribe to the stream. So what's going on, Tashay? What you got going on?
Nothing. Getting ready for this tournament, man. We've been basketball. We've been in this tournament, going to this tournament all week.
Yep, yep.
So getting ready to hit it. The rest of the week ended out. Championship game tomorrow.
Hmm.
We're gonna talk a little bit about that later on, but yeah, and gonna actually be getting ready in an hour or two to head on out.
Okay, so
So
that's what the biggest thing is. Demetra, what's up? Hey, Demetra.
yeah, hey Demetra.
Tell a friend to come on in and talk to us today. But one thing I want to say before we get heavily into the SWAC tournament, because it's been very, very interesting this week how things have played out.
Yes.
Tashay must have been coaching out there, huh?
My voice is completely gone. I was coaching Tuesday, and I coach real hard on Wednesday. Okay.
Really hard.
I coach extremely hard on Wednesday, but I'm proud of
Right,
our people regardless.
right.
Still a
So
rattler through and through. And
let's
the
hit.
fans. When I
Yeah,
tell you we done turned this into a FAMU party, I mean everybody has shown up well, but definitely we showed up. That's
rightfully
Tallahassee
so.
North.
It's Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
rightfully so. you know,
Tallahassee North. So
Atlanta
we do what
belongs
we're
to us,
supposed to do.
you know,
Absolutely.
rightfully so. So one thing I want to make sure I hit before we kind of get deep into the SWAC tournament and the games that we played is that Thanksgiving. If you've contributed to Thanksgiving, you should have received an email by now. Make sure you check your emails, even your spam should come from Fang Exchange. We have given you some updates on your merchandise over the within the last few days. So just want to get a quick shout out to all that gave, all who had desire to give, all who supported and promoted. Thank you so much. So just
Absolutely.
make sure to look out because those merch boxes and that merchandise is on the way.
It's on the way. And y'all gonna like this.
On
It's
the
real
way.
fly.
Some of you
It's
already
real
got your
fly.
slides. More of you should be receiving slides if you have not received them just yet. But you will be getting them along with your merch box. The Fangs Giving shirts, they're dope. And we got your bracelets and the other merchandise that comes along with your giving tier. So be on the lookout and see you soon with that. So moving along to our next order of business. And we want to talk about the SWAC tournament. So today's Friday, so we're very close to the end of this tournament. We're very close to crowning whomever will be the SWAC tournament champion, and who will get an NCAA tournament bid to go to the
Right.
next level. But
Mhm.
our Lady Rattlers and our Men Rattlers basketball teams have been eliminated from the tournament, and of course, we wanted to still be here playing tonight, potentially playing, Bethune or Alcorn, but we know Bethune won,
Mhm.
so they'll play tonight. And we just had an interesting, probably last week, 6 or so days of just basketball, especially for the
Very
men. With the
interesting.
Bethune, the women as well. We've just had a lot going on. We played quite a few games in the last
We really have. We
5.
really have. I know they're tired. I know they're
Yeah,
exhausted.
yeah.
So it's been a long stretch, and although the season has come to an end, we're so proud of our Lady Rattlers and our Rattlers, our men, in the way that they just performed and the way that they have, just left it all on the court. Our coaches, we're so proud of them. They represented our university, especially. I'm sorry, y'all. I have no voice. Okay, but the way that they have turned our basketball programs around. Of course, Coach Gordon in 2 years, and then Coach Crary in 1 year to be represented in the tournament, and of course for Coach Crary to make it to to at least the second game, out of the first round. We're just really proud of him. I saw him yesterday too. And I spoke to him. He was still at the tournament,
Oh yeah, he's there.
of
He's
course.
networking. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was there, and so I'm just proud of the job that they've done. They represented well. I'm proud of the fans for showing up. You know what I mean? We still trying to get some basketball culture and understand when to say what to say,
Yep.
but we were there. Shout out, and let me say shout out to all the even Valley. We really, I think Atlanta should be the home for the tournament. Let's just talk about that because
Right.
each fan
Is it
base
going to
has
be the home?
been
You think? Like, do they have intentions of moving it? You think?
it's well as of right now. When I talked to one of the people within the flag, that's what we're being told because every Bethune Cookman Valley, every single fan base has had like solid representation. So not even just the large ones, the normals,
But
the Jacksons, the FAMUs, the
Yep.
Alcorn,
Mhm.
Southern. They're gonna always have representation. But even Cookman Valley, I was very shocked. Valley had a lot of people out there.
Valley been playing hard too.
They have
Valley has played
been. They
hard.
have been.
And
Grambling,
you know they play hard, right?
like, yeah,
We got another little snafu going on. We got to.
listen, I saw yesterday, was it yesterday I was at the tournament and I saw Nathan Rembert. Now, even though he has moved on to Jackson, but I saw him, of course he's a wide receiver from Valley. I was like, I should just trip him right now. No,
Atlanta is
I'm just
definitely
kidding.
the easy place. It's, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it's
easy.
Black excellence. Its
Hmm.
location is very easy to travel to and from, in and out of.
Yeah,
Driving, whether it's driving or flying, to be honest.
yeah,
So it only makes sense. You're right, Demetri. It only makes sense to be there.
yeah,
And it's a fun city for those who don't live in Atlanta. It's always something to do. So it's easy to just say, "Oh, I don't." It's easy to get to Atlanta and just hang
hmm,
out, be there and enjoy all the festivities. You have games nonstop all day,
all day from 11 to
every day.
about
So
11.
yes, so
It's
it's
crazy.
it's an opportunity to enjoy looking at other teams, seeing some other HBCU fans and alumni, and just being in the city of Atlanta, where there's a lot of things for us and by us there. So
Yeah, and
it's
shout out to our cheerleaders and our band. All
fan,
that they're on spring break right now.
right?
They are on spring break and they spent that time supporting the basketball teams. So shout out to their dedication and their commitment to not only our institution but our athletics program. They are vital and very very vital part of athletics and morale and support. And
Hmm.
they were there in full participation. So shout out to the Marching 100 Pep Band and to our cheerleaders. Somebody told me, well, I found out that the SWAC actually said that if you did not bring your cheerleaders or like at least a pet band, that they were instituting a fine.
Yeah, I mean, and
Uh,
it makes for good competition too. If you think about it, you got
Absolutely,
your band,
and a
you have
draw.
your cheerleaders in the draw. Like we know in our
Yeah,
culture, we like our sports,
band
but we
culture.
also like our
Yes,
band.
we
So
love our band.
the bands and the extra fanfare brings
More
the
people.
people into this gym. So that's important. That's a very important part of our culture. So we can't leave it out. So I mean, so I don't know if anybody had any issues with it, but it makes sense to me to make sure that each school has its band,
Yeah,
and our athletes and coaches, they feed off of the energy the band
no, they
brings,
do.
the
They
cheerleaders
do.
bring, and
Cause the
then
band be in it.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
be in it. They be big time in it when it comes to a lot of those chants that I was talking about. The band was already on it. The cheerleaders. So it makes for a very intense game. From start to finish. The games have been extremely intense. Like my nerves were bad, but games that had nothing to do with me. I'm like,
right.
this
You're
is
like,
not
oh,
even
you
my
stressing, yeah,
team.
stressed
But
out
it,
about
it
somebody
was
else's team.
listen. It was so intense in there, and I'll say this. So the tournament is at the Gateway, which is where the Atlanta Dream play. And so it's not too big, but of course it's not like high school gym small. It's the perfect size. It's like intimate enough. It looks filled in because for the amount of people that travel for the SWAC for basketball, it looked
Yeah,
even on TV when I went back and saw it, it looked like it didn't look empty. Thank God the way that it would look in years previous at UAB when it was in Birmingham. And it's just like intimate enough to where people yelling across the stands at each other. Like it's a good time, and I think that this is a good, like even as far as the arena is concerned, a good location for us to have this. Um, yeah, Shaq was there. He was sitting courtside. What was
Of
that?
course, absolutely.
Wednesday night, and
Right.
man, I'm like, okay, they wouldn't leave the poor man alone. I think he
You
made
know,
our guys nervous. Shaq, you need to
he
watch
might have.
on
He might
Zoom.
have.
You need to watch on Zoom next time, Shaq. If
Hey,
you
I
listening,
heard Shaq at halftime got into them.
let me tell you, he was coaching on the sideline a little bit.
I
He was
heard
like,
that he had
move
to go
that,
have
move
a talk
that.
with them at halftime, and they came out looking a little differently.
They
Now
did. They
fought
did
hard.
come out. Yeah,
They
they
did
did.
not. One thing about them that I love these teams is that first halves are just first halves. You have an
Yeah.
opportunity in any sport after to regroup, get your
Yeah.
bearings. But I definitely
Figure
heard
it
that
out.
he had to make sure that he went in and gave them a little pep, and they came out with a pep.
They did. But it was a
Hard.
long stretch for them. They
It
had
was a
just
long
played
stretch.
Bethune Saturday. Then they had to play PV on Tuesday. And then
Tuesday.
the very next day, they're Jackson. And this is a rested Jackson. You know, Jackson
Right.
didn't have any games
Right.
going into the tournament. So, you
Yeah,
know,
that's one thing that Coach I've heard him kind of even speak to is that your legs
yeah.
and that's
3
just I
games
played
in 4
basketball.
days.
Not at, I played basketball for a portion of my life, and you do play multiple games in a week, but you typically get like 2 days,
Yeah.
one day sometimes, but you don't stack them on like that. But that's tournament play.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you're playing for the seeding that gives you rest.
Because the game wasn't over until nearly 11 o'clock.
Right.
So they
And
got to
then you
get
got to
back to
rest
the
and come back,
hotel,
get
shower,
those
rest,
condition. You're right.
and
So
get back.
all of that into the equation. It's a lot. Like Demetri
It
said, 3
is.
games in 4 days is a lot.
It's insane.
It's a lot. So think about how sore their muscles are probably today, men and women. Think about, but definitely the men. Think about how much they're probably having to get into an ice tub or
Yeah.
get a massage.
To lay down somewhere. Okay?
Right. And
Like
just
my
rest
grandma
them.
said, just lay down somewhere.
Correct. That is absolutely correct. So, I mean, overall, I think the showing for the SWAC tournament was well for us. The women did not win the first game against Mississippi Valley, and of course, you want to go in and no matter who you play, you go in expecting to win. That's just competitors' nature.
Yeah.
To expect to win. And one thing I can give credit to is that Valley just came in on a roll. They played hard all towards the end of their regular season and rolled right into this thing. So they fought hard. We fought hard as well. Shout out to Coach Gordon and her team and our Lady Rattlers. We were without some key players as well from on the women's side. We were without from an injury standpoint. So I'm just looking forward to the off season because regular season, tournament season is fun, it's dope. You get to see what you have, but it's nothing better than seeing what you have and then going back in the off season and kind of
reloading. Yeah. Well, that's
reloading and say, okay, this is the basis of what I have. Let me build on top of that, whether it's camaraderie, whether it's pieces, size, shooting.
We're a few key pieces away from
right
on both sides, boys and
on both sides.
We
Absolutely
are
right. And what's funny
especially those girls.
What's funny is that we haven't been an amazing basketball school. It's no secret. It's no secret at all. And basketball has truly become relevant again for us. So, I'm a basketball girl. So it's always exciting when basketball, we got an amazing facility, we have amazing coaches. Like basketball is coming back to relevance. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna just say it now. You better catch them while you can. Ain't that what Dion said?
No, ain't that what Coach Crary said?
Ain't said that what Coach Crary said? I was listening to an interview he did, and he said the person interviewing him was alluding to things are changing with FAMU basketball. Coach Crary said, no, they've changed. He said it's so cool, calming, and I was like, correct. No, they've changed. And it was kind of like, no, we're not changing. We've already changed, and it only gets better. Hitman 1887. We out here we've been getting better for sure. Just got to be able to get those key pieces. I think we will too. Like we got to think about it. We have the stability is finally there.
Yeah.
From the program standpoint, we have NIL that has an opportunity. You have the opportunity to again see what you have and then build on that. And we had on the men's side, we had the SWAC player of the year.
Yeah.
Newcomer of the year. On the women's side, we had McEvans, who was second team all SWAC. So we have pieces, and McEvans, from my understanding, should be back. I'm not sure about Sterling Young, but I do believe Matthews should be back. But I mean, we'll be able to confirm that in the near future. It's still, the season isn't even truly over for the overall basketball season. So we'll have an opportunity. What's up, Earl? How you doing? Thanks for coming in and chatting with us. But we're just talking basketball, talking about the SWAC tournament, what we saw, the excitement around the program, the relevance of the program being relevant again. And, you know, I can tell you what, going into the next basketball season, I'm pretty sure these basketball teams won't underestimate what we bring on the men's women's side. You know, people, you know, before you might have been able to just not really prepare for us or not expect much when you play us. But what I can tell you is that everybody's on notice, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing grows.
Yeah, what each one of our coaches has been able to do. Well, I mean, even though this is Coach Gordon's second year, even her first year, what each one of them has been able to do in their first year is truly remarkable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also we were talking about it last night and the other night. It seems to be the trend for this tournament. If you beat a team twice already, it don't seem like you beating them this year. And you always hear that, right? Even in football.
Yeah, that's just always
the thing. Yeah. It's hard to beat a team, you know, multiple times in one season. But like, we beat Jackson twice. And then they knocked us out.
And they were ready to play. You can't even
absolutely.
They came ready to play. They was not, they had a plan and they
yeah. Grant was like, this is my show and I'm gonna play. And that's how he was playing, okay? But Alcorn and Cookman. Alcorn beat Cookman twice this season. Last night, Cookman came out like, not tonight. Not tonight. It's not happening. And they didn't play. And let me tell you something. I'm also hoarse because I was coaching last night for Cookman, right?
Trying to coach cousins, huh?
I was coaching our cousins, okay? Because Alcorn couldn't land a basket. I'm like, y'all just, you know. So I was coaching all night. But it seems to be even look at Southern that got knocked out the first game. Gremlin knocked them out. They beat them twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Southern was up most of the game, and then Gremlin just woke up and took off. They did. They just snapped into it. They did. It just seems to be the sentiment of this tournament. Like, you came in there, you beat them twice. You better not overlook a team that you feel like you're just gonna beat, because it's tournament time. And
basketball is different than regular season basketball.
Texas Southern, we know this is normally their time of the year. This is where they normally shine. Not this year. Alabama State said bye. That's always low key been like my sleep. Of course, I'm gonna always ride for the Rattlers, but besides that, Alabama State has been my little sneaky little sleeper. People not paying attention to enough. That's the only team that beat Southern twice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, they play today. They play Gremlin today. So I can't wait to see that game too, to see how that plays out.
So it's pretty interesting. I wonder if anybody that's watching, like, if you're in Atlanta or if you were in Atlanta, would you like you're going to watch games that aren't your team? Yeah. I always wonder if people continue to go to the tournament or the games that aren't necessarily their teams, and you know your team isn't going to play again. Like, it's not like we're going to scout, you know, and see who play next. At this point, for the Rattlers, our seasons, both men and women, are over. So now it's a matter of just going to enjoy the festivities, maybe not be so stressed out about a game. At least you can watch a game, potentially not be worried about wins and losses.
But it's so intense. It's so intense. You're stressed out anyway. I was stressed yesterday. Gremlin and Jackson were playing, and I was stressed. And I'm like, this is not my team. Relax. Okay.
Calm down.
Calm down. Okay, this is not your team, but it's just so intense. And, you know, the culture, like I said, because the arena is just really conducive to our size conference and just our people, it's just intense because it feels, you know, intimate enough to where we can be jarring at each other and things like that. And then the SWAC has done a great job of having, even there's no dead time. There's always, you know, a little something going on with the fans, engagement. And they really have turned it into a Florida party. Every time I was sitting with one of my friends that went to Southern.
Look at this.
Some music. Listen, we ain't doing. Don't get that off of that, because we don't want nobody. We don't want nobody
to say we being bitter.
Yeah, we be. Listen. My team
Stay
is out,
away.
so I ain't got no
All
dog in the
right.
fight. Okay. But
Stay
anyway,
away.
I'm always riding with Florida. Okay. So take that, put that in your pipe and smoke it. But
Right,
anyway,
right.
but yeah. So they say we turned it into a Florida party. A song would come on. They was playing Being I yesterday.
Oh,
And my
that
friend,
was
my
were
friend
they
from
confused?
Louisiana
Were they
was like,
confused?
yes, my friend from Louisiana, he was like, is this
They're
some
probably like, how
Florida
this a
stuff?
real song?
Listen, he was like, is this some Florida stuff? And I'm like, yes. And then he's looking at Bethune-Cookman cheerleaders and he was like, is this what y'all do to it? I'm like, yes. They was pulling out the
Get
stick
with
like
it.
we turned
Don't
it
worry,
into a real life Florida
we're gonna get
party.
Boezy in the DJ next time. We're gonna really turn it into
Oh, if they get Boezy, Ashley,
we
oh
might need
my
to get
God.
Boezy in that SWAT tournament game because
Oh my God.
we might need to get
Boezy would be a draw just for Rattlers,
just
period. Wherever
alone.
Boezy gonna be, we gonna be there.
Hey, SWAT, you better pay attention. It's
Listen,
free to pay attention. Might sell
I'm
some more
telling you.
tickets. You put Boezy in there now.
And make it. I feel like Atlanta's the perfect market to be able to rival the CIAA. We just got to make it a real live event. We need to reach out to, some. Good morning. We need
Good
to reach
morning.
out to some of these marketing companies, these party planning event, groups, and make it a real live week of events.
So you see it. Early's hilarious. You see it, potentially growing, especially in the Atlanta market to compete with.
And we can't depend on the fans.
CIAA I've never been, but I've seen from a distance, social media and other things like CIAA is packed. Is people travel there whether they have a team playing or not. It's a thing. It's a time.
In Charlotte, yeah. And my friend that he went
And the
to
whole
FAMU
city turns up for it too.
Yes, he went to FAMU, but he was living and working in Charlotte at the time, and he was like, CIAA tournament time was like a time in the city, like all the black people came out. That's what he was saying basically. And I'm like, Atlanta's the perfect market to be able to do that, but you got to make it. You can't just try to appeal to the fans. We have to go, we got to reach out
make it bigger
and
than
make
basketball,
something.
but keep basketball the main thing. Because CIAA keeps basketball the main thing, for sure.
But it's
But
an event.
they give you it's events,
And the city gets involved in it because it's a thing to do there. And I think this is perfect, especially right now around spring break time. The college, it should be Clark Atlanta students, Morehouse, just full. If we make it an event, you know what I'm saying? Reach out to these market day snatchers, Dream Marketing Group. Reach out to these groups and make this event. This is already what they do. You know what I'm saying? Get a concert that happens on Friday or Saturday or whatever, and then make it an event. I think that the basketball game is a little too late on Saturday. Maybe if we did it a little earlier and then had a concert afterwards or something like that, because it's 9:30. The girls' game is at 5:30. The boys' game is at 9:30. If we moved it up a little bit and then had something afterwards, I think it would be, it would draw the city a lot more and it'd be a lot more packed. But that's just my 2 cents on it.
Just 2 cents,
Just my
you
2
never know.
cents.
You might see it grow as the
it will. I think
years go by.
I think it
So
will.
what's today? Today's Thursday. We have what?
No, today's Friday.
What's today? Oh,
Friday.
I'm horrible with. My days.
The days are all running together.
Today is Friday, and it's crazy because I knew today was Friday, but I still said Thursday.
We should have been.
But today's Friday, and totally should be playing, but that's neither here nor there. But there's another game tonight. There's a game this afternoon. So, if you're in the Atlanta area, if you plan to go to Atlanta, support the SWAC tournament. Even if your team is not playing, it's a moment of Black excellence.
Ticket is $15 all day.
$15 ticket. You can't beat that all day.
All day.
You're not gonna get that many basketball games for $15.
No.
In a lot of places. Not at the
and you don't even know the time goes by.
And it's been so many overtimes and so many upsets. That is, it's got to. When you have overtime and upsets, that's some exciting basketball.
Absolutely.
Like if you're getting these typical 10, 15-point losses, and the person that you expect, the top seed wins, which is expected. That's kind of like okay, but imagine your number one seed getting knocked out. That's an upset, or just a seed that's seated above the two teams that are playing. When you get upsets like that, that's some good basketball to watch. It's fun, it's exciting, and that's what March Madness is. March basketball is gonna always be different than your preseason or regular season basketball. So you'll always have the energy there. So we just wanted to come in and anybody, anything else we want to kind of hit on before we log on out for today?
No, I'm good. We did a little recap.
Yep.
We'll be back. We'll be back. Next thing we'll be looking at is getting ready for the spring game for football.
And pro day. Pro day is on
And then
Thursday.
yeah, so
So I'm sorry, pro day is on the
the
20th.
23rd, the 20, yeah,
The
sometime next
20th.
week.
So we'll be working on getting some content for pro day. It is closed off to the public, so we're going to do our best to make sure that we get some footage and give some access to our followers and subscribers and viewers. And speaking of subscribers, stop what you're doing right now. Even if you're on Twitter, go to the
Yeah,
YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe.
absolutely.
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the page, subscribe. You'll get your notifications and all the things. Demetra says JSU Southern women versus women should be a really good game. Yes, JSU versus
Oh, it's
Southern.
gonna be a good game.
Be a
That's
great
gonna be
game.
a great game. I can't wait for that one.
Yep. So both of those are really good teams, and they're fighting and scrapping to not have to go home. You don't want to check out at 11, do you?
And Auntie Margaret, they call her TT. Margaret, their coach, baby. Margaret be on that sideline. She be on that sideline.
Stepping.
Coach, it was so funny. Listen, because that game, Gramblin's coach got ejected. Courtney. Anyway, she got ejected, and it was a little, between the coaches. I'm telling you, it's intense.
It's intense. That's how it is.
It's intense. The ref threw her out. She threw a mouthpiece. Ref saying,
Hey, you got to get it. You got to get a ticket to see your first front row seat, right? Get a ticket and go. You never know what you'll see. Hitman, do you think Coach Query stays? I believe I've watched various conversations and just knowing what we know. I believe he enjoys FAMU. He likes the program. He has some coaches and he's interested in building. So
he said nothing else otherwise.
He hasn't said it, so we don't say it. Yeah. It's gonna always be a speculation. And if we're being honest, if a coach is doing well at any of our levels, the chances of them, going to the next level is always there. But he has not made that statement. He has not given any inclination to believe that. So
which means nothing.
Guess what? He's with the Rattlers now. What the Noob say?
But and that means absolutely nothing. But he has not said anything to us about it.
He hasn't said anything, so I have no worries about it. He's a really, really good coach, and I know everybody sees it, but he's even better than what we've seen. Just know that his mind, X's and O's, business side of it, the coach, the leadership, all the things.
Yeah,
he is just that.
The resources, stuff y'all don't even, man.
So just know that he is even better than what we have to support him through NIL. His players need NIL as well. It's not just football players or golf and all the sports, basketball team. This is a revenue generating sport, right? So we can definitely generate revenue for our athletic department through supporting basketball, just like we support football. So let's do it.
And don't forget that Curry was also the AD at his former job. So he brings that experience,
administrative experience. Yeah, and think about it like this: a coach will always remember the support and the love they get while they're at any school.
Absolutely.
So keep that in mind. Like, let's not chill. If FAMU's playing, we play a lot of out of conference games from a basketball perspective, preseason, and then we also travel a lot to get to different games. If a school is within a couple hours of your city, if you're not a Tallahassee native,
get there.
I drove to Bethune last weekend because it was close enough and it was an easy ride for me to get there. There's no way I wasn't going to be there. That's what support looks like. And we had a decent showing in crowd at the Bethune, which was our last regular season game, and a highly competitive and a big rivalry game for us. So let's just keep that energy going. We're in the off season now. Let's support him through NIL. Become a member of Fang Exchange. That's how we do it. Like I said, money from memberships and the way we do different events and things of that nature, it goes to support Coach Query as well. Coach Cozy, Coach Query, Coach Gordon, all the above. And we're only as big as the support that we receive, in addition to some of the connections that we may have. So just keep in mind that you got to become a member. Shout out to all the members who've been holding strong since the beginning, and those who have been adding. Our membership is increasing, but we need to get it. We need to increase it. So that's how we help Coach Query stay and help his athletes stay as well. We already know the portal is. It's just the portal for basketball is just as big for football, right? It's all the same. So we have to make sure we're careful, and we have to make sure that we're supporting our program. Good this afternoon yet? Almost. Good morning, Mary 305. Happy to have you with us. We're actually getting ready to log out of here. What's up, Swacking the Fool? One of our old faithful members, not members, but supporters, should I say. So thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us with the midday. I'm assuming some of you are getting ready to maybe start your lunch or middle of your lunch. So enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend. We will be back next Thursday. And we
We'll
will
be
have
back next Thursday after
so
Pro Day, right?
yeah, we'll be able to talk about Pro Day. We'll be able to
Mm-hmm.
have some content and some things of that nature. So come back and see us next Thursday. We'll be here ready to talk more FAMU athletics, football, basketball, baseball is rolling, softball is rolling. So there are many sports that we need to address and talk about. We have some great coaches, some great athletes. So all we can say, Rattlers, is support. We're gonna be here.
That's it.
And that's it. So any parting words? Last 5 minutes, last few minutes of the show for you, Tashay?
No, go Rattlers. My voice is gone. I got to save it for the rest of the
And
time.
go our cousins. All right, bye.
Right. All right, bye.
All right, bye. There we go. Strike.